Okay, this is Eric Linwood, back with you with more self-elevated EDF/spring power universal exoskeleton armor. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, man, why he ain't got on one of those suits? Why he ain't finished this suit? Why he ain't showed us the armor yet? It's because, for one, the armor's already done. I'm gonna show it off. I just been have so much work going on with this suit that I ain't had a chance to put that on. But as I'm working on this suit, I was trying to go lightweight as possible. When I first started this suit, I had basically medical components from other exoskeletons that I coupled together and made another exoskeleton suit. As I was adding my EDFs to it and adding my power to it, I was like, man, I want the lightest suit possible. Because I've been dealing with those different armors, and this is the thing about the armor. Any armor, the more armor you put on you, the stronger it is, and the more it can withstand, the heavier it is, okay? A lot of people ask me, hey, why are you doing EDFs and why are you doing spring power? For one, I want to make a mainstay for myself for my technology. Everybody's doing actuator motors. When I say everybody's doing actuator motors, you got 100 people doing electric actuator motors, you got 100 people doing hydraulic motors, you got 100 people doing basically air pressure, hydraulics, things of that nature. But in general, you got few people doing spring powered exoskeletons. You having a lot of them more venturing into that area, and you have some good devices out there. But in general, as I did this suit here, I started making it lighter. I started adding the plastic elements to it, add the plastic, rear protection, side protections, shearing guards, thigh plates. That makes the suit lighter, right? Okay. Also, what I was planning on doing, I did my spring elevated arms, and one of the problems was that the spring I was using, it actually wasn't long enough, and I did get a longer spring. Well, that being said, as I get the longer spring, I found a longer spring, but it didn't fit into the square tubing that I was using to run it like I was doing this. So I actually had to find something else to accommodate that bigger spring. And what I come up with was actually, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so I'm kind of like breaking this down for you. Actually, this is the longer spring. I found the longer spring, but the only thing I could get it in is this PVC. Starting to get the picture, but I'm gonna put that back down right for a minute, because I got something to show you too also. But another thing is, I was looking at the simple fact is that whether I go lightweight or whether I go armor, the exoskeleton itself, every exoskeleton I've seen, whether it had the armor plates, had motors, servos, controlling it, the armor panels itself, they were bulletproof. But the exoskeleton itself, even like the titanium, there wasn't thick enough to really stop anything heavy fire. There's not any exoskeleton I have seen out there that could stop a 9mm to destroy some of the joints and some of the attachments on a lot of the exoskeletons that I was looking at. And then I was thinking, okay, can you make the exoskeleton frame stronger? Well, I was thinking about, that's a lot of weight. You're talking about like steel beams. I mean like rebar size beams. I mean, you can make it titanium, but I'm just giving you an idea. Imagine a piece of rebar like bigger than my finger, literally bigger than my finger, probably about 3/4 to an inch in diameter, and solid all the way through titanium. That's what you basically have to build the frame out of for it to get stop bullets. Well, I'm thinking, well, that's a lot of weight. And then even if, say, I have that beam over my armor panel, if it gets through that beam, my armor panel still stops that projectile. So that got me thinking, carbon fiber, Kevlar. The reason why I said that, because the carbon fiber Kevlar, for you building a structure that's mechanically functional and it's going to be light enough for you to actually move around in, and doing steel or like titanium, that 5.56 round is still going to pass through it, or still going to destroy it. Or even if it don't, even if it's titanium, that 5.56 hit it dead on, it's going to bend it and deform the exoskeleton. So thinking that pushed me to composites. Because the thing about composites, what they have over metal and plastic, right now I'm building out a plastic to simulate weight, so stay with me. I don't got the Kevlar right now, or the composite fiberglass, but stay with me, right? Fiberglass and Kevlar, when you shoot it, punch a hole in it, the projectile, the knife, etc., goes right through it. You got strong enough Kevlar to stop that AR round, but if say you get a 50 cal round and pass through that same material, it might blow through it, the same material that stopped the AR round, but the structure stays intact. So that being said, why not build a whole frame itself out of carbon fiber, composite, Kevlar, composite, fiberglass? Basically, I'm saying composite. You choose your poison, whether it's fiberglass, carbon fiber, or Kevlar. Each one of them properties are anywhere from the realm of 4 to 10 times stronger than steel, with less than like a third of the weight. So if you were to go to Kevlar, say you place that beam, not only will it be lighter than that, it'll be stronger than that, and not only that, if a bullet was to pass through it, it wouldn't completely destroy it. The structure will still be intact somewhat, and it won't deform the structure, altering the suits, basically its dimensions. And once you alter the suit's dimension, you're taking away mobility. The suit is not functioning the way it's supposed to function. Okay. So, got all that, and I thought all that, brainstormed through all that, and then what I come up with is basically making the lightest suit possible. Not focusing on steel framework. I already did the plastic that I can basically replace with Kevlar to make it lighter, but and basically still the same shape, and then actually still bulletproof. So that pushed me on to this. Sorry I kept you in suspense, but in general, what I did is I basically made the whole suit in plastic. This right here by far is the lightest, most powerful exoskeleton I have seen, and the most streamlined and the most versatile. Now the reason why I say that is because, okay, for one, I have spring elements in the knee, spring elements in the hip. I also got spring elements in the lower back, and I got spring elements in the arms. Now that was when I was getting to that eureka moment, right? Because basically I found a bigger, heavier duty spring, and I found the longer springs, but they wouldn't fit my square tube, and that pushed me to get the PVC to elevate the arms. Well, I didn't want to have PVC on that suit. Didn't want to do it. That's another reason why I opted not to use the longer springs to elevate those arms in this system. So, and then I was already trying to make a suit as light as possible, so I figured, hey, since that 1-inch PVC is compatible with those springs, and I can get them readily where I'm going, why not make the whole exoskeleton out of PVC? That's going to make it light as possible, versatile, and still stream its flexibility. Other thing I was having is when I was making it out of the urn, when I tried to put the whole system together, upper and lower extremity plus arm, the system itself was so heavy that it was hard for the operator to put it on, and it kind of beat you up. But now that I built it out of PVC pipe, you can notice it's got all those smooth, uniform shapes. So if they do bump you, it's not going to hurt. Also, I mean, for its weight, that thing is like 12 pounds. When I finish it, just the exoskeleton itself is 12 pounds. Another reason why I like this exoskeleton, because you can basically mount whatever you want. I did it as a passive exoskeleton being spring powered, but you can basically do anything you want. I'm finna mount these plastic pieces for the thigh pieces, but you can get Kevlar pieces and bolt them in the same way. Same way with the shin guard. I did the plastic pieces on that. You can do Kevlar shin guards. Knee pads, Kevlar cushion, Kevlar knee pad, right? Okay, and you go up to the back piece, all right? I can actually put another piece on that back piece on the opposite side and act as a ballistic shield. Do a carbon fiber, AR steel plate behind it, whatever. And then at the same time, okay, right here on the front, I'm actually going to put a 45 on here. And it's going to bring this up to a point, giving it more dimension. And then also right now when I put it on, and I put my head in there, I had to turn my head sideways, get it up in there, then turn it straight. But once I put that 45 in there, it's going to basically put like a crown, like on top of a house or a peak. And when I put it on, my chin going to go right past through the triangular area that I'm making with the 45. So it's gonna bring that bar up essentially, but it's gonna be at 45. That way my chest, my chin, my head will pass through it without bumping the front of it. And then also when it lay on my chest piece, instead of having this flat plain piece on my chest, it's gonna be a point. And also that's gonna be good for ballistics, because I can also, once I do that, do a custom Kevlar chest piece that forms to that shape, and that basically that I can lay it on there and form it to there and take it off and basically have it detachable. So I have a detachable back piece that's Kevlar, AR steel, whatever you want. Detachable chest piece that's Kevlar with ceramic inserts, AR 500 steel inserts, whatever you want. And then, like I said, the thigh plates, you can do AR 500 thigh plates, you can do Kevlar thigh plates, Kevlar shin guards. But the other cool part about it is too, being that I ran it a whole tube structure, and even with the springs,